Hi, my name is Andreas, and I'm the Director of Audiology at Hearing Solutions. And one of the questions I get posed frequently with is around tinnitus. What is tinnitus? What does it sound like? What can I do about it? And the tricky thing about tinnitus or tinnitus is that it's a complicated subject. And because it's complicated, there's a lot of different causes for it. There's a lot of mystery surrounding it. People get given not always the greatest advice. They're given a message without hope that, yeah, you're going to be stuck with it and there's nothing you can do. And that's not helpful. It's not helpful because it doesn't empower the individual. It's not entirely true. There's often many things that we can do. We might not be able to magically undo it. And so many tinnitus sufferers will still be experiencing tinnitus to some degree. Although many of those people are dealing with it in a very different way. Roughly 40% of the Canadian population has tinnitus to some degree. Only about 7% of those have it to a bothersome degree. And so the goal for many tinnitus sufferers is to move them from one category to the other, to get them from a point where their tinnitus is disrupting their life in some way, to a point where, yeah, I might notice it some of the time, but it doesn't bother me anymore. And that's really what we're aiming for many of these people. For a starting point for a tinnitus sufferers to come into the clinic, we usually started out with a hearing assessment and then some history questions. We start with hearing because hearing is an underlying cause for many tinnitus sufferers. From there, counseling is often enough of a treatment for many individuals. Many tinnitus sufferers get a lot of benefit just from understanding they're not alone. They know what's causing it, and that can reduce their reaction to it, whether it's stress or whatever is helping aggravate their tinnitus symptoms. And then for those individuals who have a more severe case and who are bothered to a more significant degree, there's often additional counseling or even treatment using certain devices, either sound therapies or a hearing aid in some cases, that can give them additional benefit. And for some of those individuals, that's a bridge to get them to a point where they're not bothered anymore. Some people will continue to be using those devices for a longer period of time. But the important thing for tinnitus sufferers to realize is that we can move them from an area where they're being bothered and disrupted to a point where they're not suffering to the same degree anymore. And that message of hope, I believe, is so important and so contrasting from what many individuals are told.